The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Candace.
Yes.
We're off to the races again.
It is. It's
August,
another race, another week.
August 29th. We're at the end of the month. We'll hit September midweek. Whew.
I know.
Which brings about fall. And am I not mistaken that Labor Day is like coming up next Monday?
Yeah, it
the
is.
The 5th. So it'll be a few other folks off. It'll be you're not going to get anything a week from today. If
Yeah.
you need it, it's just too bad, so sad.
That's right. I'm sure the banks will be closed.
And mailing those letters. So make sure you get those two items taken care of before then.
Yes.
So big weekend. What'd you do?
We worked in the yard, had ball practice yesterday, just basic stuff, you know.
Now, most people haven't had a chance to work in the yard yet because of this rain. It's just so our grass is tall at this point. Can't really do much about it.
Yeah, that's a lot of people's problem right now. Everybody's trying to get out and cut a little bit, and then you can see when part of the yard's cut and the other part's not. 'Cause
Yeah.
You know it was too wet. But we actually cleaned our deck off, pressure washed and stuff like that. So just got some stuff done that we could get done. And I was worn out Saturday night after we worked
Running
all
your
day.
mouth?
No,
Or-
I'm just working all day. I'm talking, we did not come in until night time. We were tired. So
Ooh, doggy.
anyway.
So Candace doing a little exercise outside. We're so tickled that you chose us. If you're watching on television here on Fox 30, thank you. Welcome. You can also join us online at the Scotty Ray Report on Facebook or on YouTube at Sam Media. Easy to find. Just type in Scotty Ray Report. It'll come up, and you can comment back and forth with us as we go along this morning.
Yes.
Let's go to start things out this morning, and let's go to Neshoba County. We got some wanted folks, and the Popo, meaning Sheriff Eric Clark and the Sheriff's Department, is asking for your help to locate some folks. Let's go there and see what we've got. Here are the two here, Kyle Clark and Christy King, wanted by the Neshoba County for trafficking a controlled substance, possession of a firearm by a felon, and child abuse ×4. Help get these two behind bars. And let's just click on this picture to get a little bit closer look there. If you happen to see them anywhere in Neshoba County or maybe Lauderdale, Kemper, wherever the case is, Newton County, contact the Sheriff's Department or a local Sheriff's Department so they can come a-running. Get these where they need to be. A lot of charges.
That's a lot of stuff, yeah.
It is. Somebody made a comment about, oh, that's nothing. And then I said, did you not see the child abuse charges?
Right, ×4.
Yeah, that's serious there. Another thing that I wanted to bring up, over in, let's see here, Union, Mississippi. I want to bring this up. There's a place called Free Indeed Ministries there. They feed a lot of people in the community, about 100 folks a day. And they've got issues with the roof. They need help. They've been flooded. And there's a benefit going to happen. Faith Baptist is helping with this, along with Mission Meridian. Let's pull this up where everyone can see this. They're going to be taking supplies there. And they do need a few things. As we go to Sam Media, we see that they need, of course, always cash. Is
Right,
a
money's
helpful
always
thing.
good, yes.
And then a list here of other things that are needed.
They need drywall, clothes, some drinks, canned food. I would think anything would
Yeah.
help. Paper plates, food boxes, plasticware, napkins, and paper towels.
Now, it's gotten to the critical point where they'll even accept Spam.
Yeah. Gosh.
Not everybody likes to eat that,
Well,
but
it's in
they
the can.
will
It's
take it.
canned, yeah. Look, I've eaten Spam before, have you not?
Yes.
Yes.
Have they
Fried.
finally, have
I've
they
had it fried.
stopped that key thing to where you hurt yourself?
I don't know. It's been a long time. I just remember I was probably in junior high school, but I've eaten it before. It's not bad. I don't want to know what it's made of. I just don't want to know.
We'll get into potted meat in a little while.
No, I don't want to know.
Angie got this neat thing, and I should have it up here and do a demonstration. But she got, the can opener that you always can never get on there and you twist.
Right.
She's got this thingy-mabob that you set on top of the can, and it's magnetic, and you hit the button, and it goes all the way around the can, and it doesn't cut that inside. It cuts around the edge, and you can't cut yourself anymore. It's the smoothest, neatest thing I have ever run into.
That's neat.
So we'll demonstrate that one more. I don't even know where she got it. But
Yeah, we'd
it's
like
a
to know.
good product. How many times have you cut yourself on trying to pop open that can or
Oh,
something?
yeah. A lot of times. Yeah.
Yeah. But these folks need your help in Union. They do a lot of good for the community. You can find them on Facebook. Their site is Free Indeed Ministries. And again, they do a lot there in the Union. And let me just show you how bad things are. They've got damage.
Goodness.
Let me show you some pictures. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. That is bad.
Anything that you could do, and they're trying to do this. So again, this is all for charity as you look at this of what they need and what they do. And, well, we need to help folks like that. So hopefully something will come about and they can get a little help there. That's one of the things going on in our community that they need help with.
It's always good for people to step up and help.
It is. It is. As we look at, did you read about the DUI that happened in Meridian?
I didn't, but I was busy over the weekend, so.
Well, let's go straight here and find out exactly what happened. Meridian Police Department was busy over the weekend. We have to give them a that a boy on this one. Now, before we get into this and y'all start making fun of this and go, pursuit, you normally think somebody's really getting at it. And
Right,
people,
running.
Yeah.
Like running from them.
Yeah, this was about 33 miles an hour. And at one point, we did get a speed of 39 to 40.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. It's kind of like an OJ thing.
Maybe they thought they were going like 100.
It's a good chance.
You know.
Let's pull this up where you can see this. This all started on 33rd Street around 40th Avenue. And the young lady would go due south. Here she come. She got to Highland Park. She come on, ran through some stop signs. They get you a few more tickets.
Right.
Several stop signs and red lights. Finally made it to 8th Street. She got there and headed due, that'd be west, wouldn't it? Yep. Went out that way and jumped on Old 8th Street, passed a few things, and drove to Western Gardens. Stopped by the dumpsters there for a few seconds there with police, blue lights going everywhere, and she thought, I ain't ready to stop yet. She jumped the curb, got up on the grass, done some donuts, and went through the playground. Done a couple of loops through there before finally coming to a stop, and police officers cuffing and stuffing, and a free ride downtown.
You think she had dozed off at the dump? Pulled over and
There is no telling what was going through her mind.
she might have just kind of dozed for a second. Then, oh yeah, here's
Time to go again.
Let me go again.
But
Got her a cat nap.
in jail, she went. She got her. That's going to be bad on your insurance. Y'all be thinking about that before you ever sit behind a wheel of any type of a substance that could sway your mind. It really makes your insurance. And what is it, that SR22 that you have to purchase after that?
I don't know. Don't you have to go through a school and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's not good on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also had another incident this weekend, and let me be clear on this, because I don't think everyone read this, of the severity of this. I put it up, and it had the gator with a gun. We had gunshots, and I don't want to shock anybody, but there were gunshots in Meridian this weekend. Now, let's dig deeper into the story of why it should concern you. Let's pull this up from Sam Media and take a look here. This was on 24th Avenue, the 1600 block. And if you go there and you take a bird's eye view from Google and pan around on 24th Avenue, there's really nowhere to park there. This would be down past DT Grinders where it used to be, and there's several businesses over there. But it was called in that shots were fired. You go, okay, well, that happens in Meridian every night.
Right.
What makes this different is it was someone riding in an SUV, much like what you've got, like a Tahoe with the lid, on the back, that has the glass lid,
Right.
up, hanging out the back with a gun shooting. Did y'all hear me of what that
Right.
was? A car was hit with 5 bullets. Now, that's what was found. Doesn't mean anything else wasn't hit, but 5 shots were fired out the back of a moving SUV. Again, let me remind you, this is Meridian, Mississippi. We're not talking Chicago.
Right.
You think of how someone could have got hurt. Now, what I don't know is exactly where that car was parked. I talked to the Meridian Police Department several times about this, and it was parked. No one was in it. It wasn't like it was a moving car down the street, but they did hit a car that was parked somewhere in that general area. Now, this would be just west of the hospitals. You got Anderson's, you've got Rush. It would be to the west of there, of where this happened. Does this concern you? Now, I've put this up with all the information. And here was the picture of that, and that may be why people didn't read it. It was cute, and you rolled
Right,
on.
yeah.
But it's a good example of what goes on after dark. Now, let's really think about this. If that concerns you, there's some folks that you need to contact. And let's just go on. This is Ward 5. If that bothered you, that happened in your community, speak with Ty Bell. She is the city council person for Ward 5, and there's her email address, tybelllindsay@meridianms.org. That's how you can reach her. Matter of fact, here's the rest of these here that you can visit on the page there, and if you've got an issue, just email them and go, hey, I don't like this in the streets of Meridian.
Her area seems pretty active.
It is very active.
She's like the main one that people probably are contacting, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's one of them there.
So, yeah.
Now, if you'll remember, they voted for a change in Meridian, Mississippi, and Lord have mercy, do we have it?
Yeah.
Crime rampant. Let's get in touch with our officials and go, we don't like this change, and where's this new plan that was going to be implemented in Meridian to stop all this? I hadn't seen it. Have you?
I have not.
Yeah, it continues to grow daily. But that's how to reach your council. Or you can call Jimmy also. Let him know, I don't like this. Just not a way. We did have a wreck. I want to remind you about this. You've been out going toward equipment on the bypass, haven't you? You know where the Causeyville exit is?
Yes.
You get off where you keep going straight like you're going on equipment. And there amongst, in the middle of the medium, is some gravel. You ever notice that little pile out there?
I haven't, but I mean, yeah.
It's
I'm sure
there.
It's there.
Yeah. Some folks were in there, maybe possibly doing some donuts or something like that. They were parked there, and a truck flip caught on fire. No one was hurt, and volunteer fire department rushed on out there, and they put it out. That was late Friday night, about 1 a.m. when that happened. But everybody is okay, but still a burned-up vehicle there. Whoops. We got any comments that we missed? Karina Jones watching us from the big city of Texas today.
Yeah. Good morning.
Katrina Smith said it's an everyday occurrence in the Meridian area.
Yeah.
It is. Here's another example of gunshots reported in the 1200 block of 34th Avenue. That happened over the weekend. I did get a report yesterday afternoon of a text of, hey, down on Davis Street, I'm in my house, I'm hearing gunshots. Now, Meridian Police Department responded to that and didn't find anything. It doesn't mean that it didn't happen now. Some of the areas there. Let's see here.
I'd love to know how many phone calls come in a day.
Ooh, it's a bunch.
Can you imagine? If what's her name on Andy Griffith's show was still in operation, if we still had one of them ladies, she'd be worn out by the end of the day.
She'd have to call some, the
right.
operator there, or Mrs. Who was that? Mrs. Olson when they had the phone installed.
Yeah.
And of course, the Waltons there. A lot went on there with those folks. Did you see this in Quitman? We go to Clark County. Oh, wait a minute. We'll be back and tell you about what went on in Clark County here in just a moment. Karma may have struck. We'll tell you about that. That did happen there. All that's on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace as we start your Monday.
It's here, the Fall Sweet Pea Swap, located at the old Jeffries building at Bonita Lakes. Drop-offs will be held September the 8th through the 10th. The public sale gets underway September 16th and 17th from 10 in the morning until 7 at night. Then again Sunday, September the 18th from 1 until 6 with 25% off. And our final day, Monday, September the 19th with 50% off from 10 until 7 p.m. Make sure to come by the most talked about event all year, the Fall Sweet Pea Swap at the old Jeffries building, Bonita Lakes. Folks, if your yard is needing grass and you need it quick, talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding. They offer residential and commercial. The great thing about this, it doesn't wash, the water treads, and it holds the soil in place. It's the easiest way to grow grass. That's hydro seeding. You'll get a great looking lawn without all the dry spots. How many times have you put out seed and it gets washed away, blown away, or even the birds eat it? Talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding, 601-728-1954. The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Where was Sarah? She was the operator where now?
I guess on the Andy Griffith show, maybe. Sarah.
Oh, Andy Griffith.
I was wanting to say Agnes. Seemed like there was an Agnes or something.
On
Agnes.
one of those.
Yeah.
But back in the day of the party line where they had to connect the plug, they did listen to absolutely everything that you said to your neighbors.
Yes.
And they knew everything. No doubt about it. As we mentioned Clark County, you call this karma, and you read into this. We go to Clark County Hot Topics of some of the things that went on there. They were giving away some phones somewhere. Somebody stole a phone. They ran with it. They were on a bicycle. Then they got hit by a car.
Oh, Lord.
After I think they're okay, but as they put it, was it instant karma for taking something that wasn't theirs? They got hit by a car.
Goodness.
Front row.
I hope they are okay.
And we
That's
take
awful.
As we take a look here at the scene of this, there's the bicycle there. They ran right out in front of a car. Again, it's a miracle that it wasn't worse than that.
Right.
But maybe that's God's way of saying shame on you. You shouldn't do that. That's what we're thinking.
Yeah. That's awful.
Now, before I play this,
I saw this.
I'm going.
I was trying to figure out what happened.
We're not making fun of anybody, but this was the guy that sent me this. He said, in light of all the flooding that's going on, here's a funny that happened at our place. And this is a person, you ever got out of your car, especially maybe you're bush hogging. This is definitely not a bush hogging, but you pull up and you turn your car off and you leave it in gear and you get out, and next thing you know, here it goes. Here's the scene. We're going out to the chunky area between there and Hickory, and let's pull this up. Now, here's the dogs, here's the car. He's getting out of the car. You see him standing beside it?
Yeah.
It's fisting to take off.
Got the hands.
He's still chasing the car.
I'm just glad it didn't run over him.
That has happened
Oh
too.
my goodness, because he looked like he was mighty close to
But
getting taken down.
a little funny. You can't help but look back on situations like that and laugh about what happened to you. I think we've all done something like the funniest thing that I ever witnessed. I don't know, maybe somewhere around 20. And for those of you who live in Kemper County, Chuck Fleming is a name that will forever live. That's Banker's brother. And Chuck had a 76 Ford F-150 four-wheel drive that he was showing to the crowd that he was going to sell. And four-wheel drive, jacked up, 4-speed, and he reaches through the window and flips the key. It takes off.
Oh my goodness.
And there goes the truck. And I can still see Chuck chasing that white Ford F-150 across the thing. It was a Little League ball game going on. Headed straight for the Little League game.
Oh gosh, I'm glad nobody got hurt.
He got it stopped in time. But back in the day, you didn't have to mash a brake or anything like that for a vehicle to crank. It didn't matter if it was a standard or not. It would crank. And it did. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug, and off it went. All those remember that. We got this, we want to pass along. I don't think we mentioned this on Friday. I think I got this after the Friday show concluded, but we wanted to pass this along on a death of someone that was being held at the detention center. We pass along condolences to the family of Donald White, Jr. He was being detained there, and he became ill. He was rushed to a hospital, and he passed away 12 hours later. I spoke with Ward about that, and the family's been notified. We passed along condolences.
Yes.
We don't know the medical issues. We're not told things like that, but we pass along condolences to everyone involved in that. Such a sad situation.
It is.
Now, I haven't got confirmation, but I'm hearing a situation may have happened at a facility at Lost Gap over the weekend. I hadn't gotten confirmed. I'm working on a story of something that happened there over the weekend also. We'll try to bring that to you here in a little bit. I hate to blurt something out without it being 100% confirmed, but it sounds pretty strong.
Yeah.
Governor Tate Reeves, everybody know him over in Jackson there? Lives in a big White House. He's declared a state of emergency for the state of Mississippi. And if you looked at any of the pictures here or basically anywhere online across our area, it is horrendous at the floods.
Yeah, I saw him this morning he was on Fox News this morning. He was saying that they're urging people to evacuate certain areas, to leave the areas because it's steadily rising, the waters are. So, and he said it's just odd because that it looks sunny, there's no rain now, you'd think, oh, it's just going to stay where it's at, but it's not. I guess the river is expected to, what they call it, crest.
Yeah, that's it.
At a certain point. And so the waters will be rising. There's a lot of people that are having to go to shelters and stuff. So we feel for those people. I can't imagine, but I'm glad that they do have places for them to go, but he is urging them to get out of there. But it's not just Jackson. There's lots of places.
Chunky, Enterprise, Stonewall, Philadelphia.
Equipment area.
Yeah. Sean Humphreys, you get the award for sucking up to your wife this morning. Good morning to my beautiful wife. You have done something wrong, my friend.
I think he tells her that just about every day. That's a great thing.
I try to stay away from words like that in my household.
Look, speaking of the rising waters, we rode out to the reservoir yesterday to look. It is like it's flooded out there too. The campground's fully flooded. People are riding through it in boats.
Woo.
The campground. There's even at the reservoir where the beach is, it's closed. I think the water's all the way up. I don't even know if you can see the beach, but I know the areas where the picnic tables were, that's all flooded.
It is.
So, yeah.
Now, I wanted to bring this up. We find out somebody just mentioned that NASA has postponed the launch this morning.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
That was getting ready to take off and go do wonderful things. Artemis 1 moon launch, it was scrubbed this morning. NASA says the crew test flight, a crack in one of the fuel leaks there, and they smell something or something to that effect, and they've scrambled it. It's not going to take off. We don't want an incident that did happen. Awful. So that's out of there. That was the countdown was on. It was getting ready to take off. Now, Katrina asked us, do we know anything about the fight that took place at Winston? Down there, Quitman Panthers were playing, and then a coach from another team came and got in a fight with somebody in the bleachers. We've all watched the video.
Right.
I do not know if there have been any official charges or if the school has taken action against the coach as it represented them in another school. I have not heard that. We will look into it today. More will probably come out today about that than has previously been released on that.
Yes.
Did I say previously?
Yeah.
I think I got tongue twisted there.
Sound like Sylvester.
That does happen there. And Anita says, yes, her husband tells her that every morning, and so does she. Y'all are just too sweet couples there.
I think that's great.
Holding hands and skipping and smiling.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, good morning from Kemper County. Lily Hampton is up. Glad to see you there. All right, let's see here.
Yeah. Sandy White, good morning to you.
What is Sandy doing? Is she doing anything today?
She's probably working, I would imagine.
I mentioned this earlier this morning, Alabama. This would be in Decatur, Alabama, not Mississippi, Decatur, Alabama. And it has to be a connection. Police haven't put the dots and I's together yet. But a man waited outside of Walmart. And how many times you've been in, that little checkered area where you go across with your cart. He waited for her to get there, dropped it and floorboarded it, and slammed her against another car, killed her, backed up, tried to make an escape. His car quit and they caught him. What they have not determined is if he knew. There's no way that you picked out just a random person to do that on. There's more to that story. He's going to be charged with several nasty. That's horrible.
That is horrible.
Now,
Decatur, Alabama, it's been some active stuff going on. That's where the police officer was shot at his home the other day, and the guy was almost ran over, not shot at. He was shooting at the guy.
Now let's grab the attention of single folks. Stuff like this happens, and when it does, we try to warn you, so it'll maybe give you key things to look forward to as you're trying to date others. And especially it happens, I guess, after you get past the age, where you're not in high school anymore.
Yeah.
Over 21, the odds of getting married then, if you ain't, it's just getting slim.
But I encourage you not to do the online dating stuff.
Well, this old boy looked online. He was about 28 years old. And this was in Washington State. And he decided, she looks pretty good. Let me hook up with her. Well, he showed up. Well, guess what happened? She actually had a boyfriend who brought along a gun. Stripped him naked, took all his guns, and kidnapped him for about 3.5 hours. He was able to escape with no clothes later and call the police. They were just after his money.
Yeah.
She didn't want to meet up with him.
Obviously.
I guess, and I'm just guessing here, y'all tell me, you would take someone's clothes so that it would give you more time to escape, maybe?
Probably, yeah. You would think that they would not run, probably, I guess.
With a garbage can lid trying to cover yourself up.
I guess. I don't know, Yeah, he probably think twice about online dating after that.
I would. That's just me thinking. But Washington State, isn't it cold up there?
I don't know if it is right now. My mother-in-law lives up there, but
probably
I don't know
embarrassing to the old boy there.
Cold. I don't think it's real cold, but
we got some folks that say that they're going to try to block all of this. But as we talked about this last week, California trying to ban gasoline cars by 2035. 2 more states are jumping on this. That would be Washington State and also Massachusetts. Want to ban gas cars.
I think it's going to be a disaster.
That's where I was going.
It's going to be a disaster. I don't care if it is better for like the ozone. Us people down here trying to survive, getting places. It's going to be a disaster. I mean, what would you do? Like say, okay, the flooding.
Yep.
Or a hurricane, and people
power.
in mass amounts are trying to get out of certain states at the same time, and they're stuck in lines where their cars go dead because they don't have a charge.
Let me ask this now, because I am not an expert on this subject, so I ask.
Yeah.
A car you can pull up in a gas line and be gas and gone in 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
A car you have to sit there for several hours, don't you?
We looked it up the other night, and it said that a car could charge anywhere from, I think, 30 minutes to so many hours it could take to charge your vehicle. I guess that would depend, kind of like gas. You can put $5 in and get up the road, or you can, put a lot, fill it up and go on. So I guess
you would never get here, would you?
I would not. I'm telling you. And what about everybody that forgets to charge their phone? You gonna remember to charge your car?
That's a very good point.
I mean,
I cannot count how many times I've looked down and mine is just
right.
boop.
I mean, there'll be so many people fired from jobs because they can't get there. Or, I mean, it's just going to be a disaster.
It is.
For all these people who have all this money and they're sitting up there on their little pedestals making all these decisions for the rest of us that have nothing to do with even driving anywhere. Some of them. They don't even drive themselves. They depend on somebody to pick them up. It's just a disaster all the way around.
So expect that. That'll probably get worse there. Just saying that before it all gets better.
Anyway, I would love to know what I want to hear the negatives and the positives. I'm sure there's so many more negatives. I sound like Negative Nancy, don't I?
Negative? That's a good name for you.
Negative Nancy.
Ooh, doggy.
I hear that used sometimes.
Negative Nancy?
Thought I'd throw that out there.
They'll get over it, won't they? The truth is the truth, whether you like it or not from time to time.
Yeah.
All right. You're getting some people that agree with you over there. This is just, I don't understand what goes through the mind of somebody. It has to be mentally something not right.
Right.
We had 2 people killed last night in Oregon at a grocery store called Safeway. Now, locally, we don't have anything like that in the state of Mississippi named that.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter the name, but they were killed of a gunman just shooting. Awful, awful. He was also taken out, and should be. Concerns. Oh, I wanted to bring this up. We had a missing person report from Clark County. Her daughter contacted me early this morning that said that she'd been found and she was safe. So that's good news. A happy ending to a story.
Yes. That'd be an awful thing, not knowing where your loved one was.
I know. Let's look around here. A few other things that are starting to pop up this morning. Did you see where I guess the laws protect those who do wrong from time to time. Like in New York, especially, if you rent your home to someone or have an apartment, you can't just tell them when they're 30 days late to get out. You have to provide pieces of... This went on for 3 years up there, and a woman has finally been evicted. She owes the woman $72,000 in rent. Do you think she'll ever get it?
No, she probably won't.
But and it goes back to the right and wrong thing. If you know you didn't pay your rent and someone's having to pay their note, how can you stay there and not have a guilty conscience?
I mean, why do you let them stay there for 3 years?
Well, she couldn't. She tried. And the laws protected the woman that were in there.
That's crazy.
That's what I meant by it.
Yeah, I thought you meant, okay.
Yeah,
that's insane.
It took 3 years to get her out of there. And there was another guy, if you remember, that stayed in a home for like 20 years that a bank owned, and they tried everything they could to get him out. And he lived there free for 20-something years.
Not to mention, when you do finally get them out, what shape is the place in? You have to redo everything a lot of times. Some of these people just totally destroy homes and apartments.
They do.
It's awful.
That's some headlines that are shaping the area right now as we begin this. Again, Monday. Can y'all believe the weekend went by that quick?
I know, that's what I said yesterday. The weekend just doesn't last long enough.
It's just zoop, zoop.
I know.
And if you happen to be an offender bender this weekend, get in touch with our friends out at Chet's Paint and Body. Let me tell you something. Chet's got a lot going on there. 737-2961. That's the number to call there. If you've got a scratch or a fender bender from a red light where somebody wasn't paying attention, or maybe just bumped the back of your car and scuffed it up, well, they can fix it no matter how big of an issue it is or how small it is. And technology, putting windshields, the technology in windshields now is just unreal. They can fix all that.
Yes.
Maybe you've been T-boned. And the main thing is you don't want your car not matching. You want it to look like it did the day you spent all that money on it. They can do that for you. No matter the year, the size of the car, that's their paint booth, along with, specialties like that right there. They can do it for you. They'll process that insurance work, help you in any way that they can. It's a free quote. Doesn't cost anything. Honesty is what makes their business different from everywhere else. 737-2961. Drop in and visit with them today. You'll be glad that you did.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need, with a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. Join Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesales every Tuesday night for a live auction, and you can bid from the comfort of your own home. Each week, Mike has a whole selection of auction items. Maybe you're a business that needs a liquidation sale. Or maybe you're in charge of an estate and don't know what to do with all you got. Talk to Mike Rice Auctions about an estate sale. Let Mike turn these items into cash for you. Your next deal is waiting for you at Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesale this Tuesday night, live on Facebook at 6:30. Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers, because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Folks have been urging them to put in a coffee machine. I certainly hope they'll start paying attention out there. Freeman, go sit around, have some coffee. Get it together, guys.
Yep,
Good morning to you. We do hope your day is going good. You got a smile. Candace brought hers along today.
Yeah, I'm trying. I have not had that much sleep. I didn't go to bed till late, and then I could not sleep. That's happening to me more than...
Isn't that old saying a sign of a guilty conscience?
No, I don't know about all that, but I'm telling you, I tried to go to sleep, cannot. I'm just trying to function this morning.
Go for it, girl.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a step back and look at a few things that has happened in the world on this date. Who remembers watching the Jeffersons?
I do.
Yeah, I do too. Y'all remember her?
Wheezy.
Celebrated. She was born on this date. Isabella was her first name, if I pronounced that right. 1917. That just sounds like forever ago.
I know, it does. I loved that show, though. That was back in the day when you could make fun of people and everybody just laughed about it, Nobody took it
the wrong way.
Right.
1926, another sweetheart, and she just passed away within the last year. One of the last few cast of the older cast. Of course, you got some of them still, the younger ones. But who remembers Thelma Lou? Mm-hmm. She was born on this date back in 26. Old Barney, what the ladies' man. And in real life, he was quite the ladies' man.
Really?
I've seen pictures. I'm like, Barney, where'd you get all them women from? You wouldn't think of that.
I know. He didn't look like a ladies' man, but...
1953, this little... I don't see him anymore. Has he been banned?
Probably. He's probably.
But he was funny. Mm-hmm. Speedy Gonzales made his debut to television on this date back in 1953.
He's probably offended somebody.
What did he say? Arriba?
Yeah.
And he flicked his feet. Off he'd go.
Yeah, didn't the skunk get banned? What was that, Pepe Le Pew? He
Pepe
was banned.
Did.
Yeah, he was banned because he was making advances towards the cat.
That were unwanted.
That's right.
Sad, y'all, what we're seeing here across America.
Crazy.
Joy says she still watches the Jeffersons every day.
I like the Jeffersons. I liked Sanford and Son with Fred Sanford.
Fred, yeah, and you got a little Aunt Esther.
Elizabeth.
1958, this old boy was born, and he would change. You got to give credit And nowadays, this guy would be considered by the Country Music Association as being the entertainer of the year if he were born and doing his music today. Michael Jackson was born on this date. He's more country than most of them on the radio now.
My son loves Michael Jackson, my little one.
Yeah.
He loves him. I don't know. He just loves his music, you know.
Well, he picked it up from Kurt, I hear.
Yeah.
'Cause back when we'd be plowing,
You know Kurt loves my
Kurt be sitting over there, Betty Jean, that's my girl.
It's Billie Jean. But,
Oh, was it? Well, he changes the word.
You know what? Betty Jean might be the country version.
It is. I'm telling you.
Betty Jean?
He actually done 2 versions that people just don't realize.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so he wasn't moonwalking. He's probably doing the 2-step.
He
while
was.
singing. Okay.
Saying, y'all have a hoedown. Michael Jackson. And it was actually a
Lord.
work glove that he wore when he done country
Really? It was
performances.
okay. Was
Yeah.
it wouldn't it be leather work gloves?
Looked kind of like a welding glove.
Did he have on the steel-toed boots too instead of them?
See, 2 different sides to every story there as you look at all of this. Let's see here.
Goodness.
I'm trying to get a update. I think we've had an incident somewhere, and I'm trying to get some information out from Will Wright Road. I think something went on there this morning.
Okay.
Try to get some more information on that. 1980, this song would come about. I remember humming it along in my truck. I went to a few parties that I heard this. Who remembers Alabama's Why Lady Why? Can I Get Over You? She had something powerful you couldn't shake, is what it was. They just didn't know the answer to it then. 1987.
A job.
Yeah. He would make a second comeback after the Jeffersons and have a different show. Who remembers this? George Jefferson, as he played, well, it actually wasn't his name. What was his real name? Sherman Hemsley.
Yeah.
That was his name. As he played in the TV show Amen.
Yeah, I
He was a
remember that.
pastor.
I could never really get into that show, though.
Because you kept seeing George.
Yes. I mean, I kept seeing the Jefferson guy. I just couldn't, I don't know. Because, it was like night and day, 2 totally different roles.
Yeah.
But-
And Scott, no, I am not explaining your song. I don't know any way that I could explain that in a country term.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. Thanks for trying, though. You almost tricked me there. One of the toughest guys that ever went on your television set or graced a movie screen was this guy here. You've seen it. He was tough. Lee Marvin passed away on this date back in 1987. Of course, the Dirty Dozen. 63, kind of young there. He always looked older than he was.
Yeah, he does look a little older than 63.
That's just my thoughts on
My
that.
eyes are watering this morning. I'm sorry. Of course, I get to laughing and I'm just about to cry. You know how you do that? You
Oh, I
know,
have-
they
I have,
laugh so hard they cry. Yeah.
Let's see here. 1987, Archie Campbell. Anybody watch Hee Haw?
I did.
He passed away on this date. And for those of you who don't know, that's Nurse Goodbody. Mm-hmm. What a great name. Nurse Goodbody. I really like that. But he passed away at the age of 72 on this date. Archie Campbell, he played that part very well.
Yes. The doctor with the cigar.
Yeah.
It's-
1994, this song would hit the radio. You'd be still singing it today. Who remembers Alan Jackson's Living on Love? All about growing up poor. And no,
a
you
good song.
actually can't live off just love because you got to pay the light bill.
That's right. I was going to say, don't pay the light bill.
No, I don't. But you can sure be happy. I mentioned this morning. This would be a day that Mississippi would never forget. We have not. This was the day that Katrina came ashore. It slammed into the Mississippi Gulf Coast, bringing devastation all the way past Meridian with no power, no nothing for weeks. We stared at each other in the dark. We would be on the radio for hours. Our voices would be the only ones that you would hear from here to the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I think we raided every farmer that had a diesel tank to bring fuel to us to keep us on the air back then. That was back then.
That was bad.
It was.
Goodness.
Wow. So
We had a lot of people come here, too, from Louisiana and different areas, you know.
that
But
didn't leave.
yeah, they stayed. But if you think about it, I mean, I guess their homes were destroyed.
They were.
They didn't have anything to go back to.
And that would bring about some of our gangs that we have now that, well, they thought they'd pick a new town.
Yeah,
They came on up.
they stayed.
2010, we brought up this guy last week about his movie that was out, Richard Jewell, a gentleman that was accused of a crime that he didn't do. He was tried, convicted on television. Every day they slammed him. The FBI was behind it all. And in the end, he was innocent, but his life would still be destroyed. And it would take Clint Eastwood doing a movie about it to kind of help clear his name. and sometimes it doesn't matter whether you're innocent or not. They do a restatement. It's branded in people's mind that you did it.
Now, I did not see this movie. I do remember that being in the news, but I wonder if he got any compensation from that.
I think his widow probably got it because I'm sure they bought the movie rights from her. 2016, one of my favorite characters that was ever, Blazing Saddles, one of the funniest movies that ever hit a screen. Mel Brooks film. Gene Wilder passed away on this date back in 2016. It is so hard to believe that's 6 years ago that we lost him.
He was so funny.
He was. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. A lot of people love that movie.
And, of course, he was married to Gilda Radner.
He was.
That used to be on Saturday Night Live as Rosanna Dana.
Did you ever watch Silver Street? Him and Richard Pryor?
Uh-huh.
That was a pretty good movie also.
It was.
And done a lot of comedies. He was good at it. The Frisco Kid. If you remember watching the Mary Tyler Moore Show and a lot of other shows that came about, and he was an activist, it said, and I forgot about that. Lou Grant. Anybody remember that name? Ed Asner passed away on this date back in 21. He was the tough newsman that pushed her each day. Mary Tyler Moore. I guess it did break a lot of things that people loved back then. It went to where television shows had not been at that point.
Right.
That was back in the day. My, how time flies.
I know it does. Gosh.
And for her time, she was a gorgeous lady also. Mary Tyler Moore did do all of that. That's a few of the things going on. How are y'all doing? Watching from Missouri this morning. Miss April Roberts. Hadn't seen, I think we had a birthday a minute ago that I wanted to bring up. Sure do.
Okay. Michael Sullivan, happy birthday. He's 24 today. Roy Ellis tells him happy birthday.
Yeah, before long you'll be 40. 2 mortgages. I'm just warning you what's coming. Let's take a moment and talk about, our friends at Maple's One Stop Shop. Bar none, you're not going to find any place any cleaner because they clean it up. They make it smell good when you walk through the front door. It's a nice place. Drop in. Breakfast being served up at the Chevron St. Paul store as well as Causeyville right now. Bacon, eggs, all of that, and they're getting ready for breakfast. And also, lunch will be here before long. Drop into any of the delis there. They'll have something great for you to eat, along with coffee on your way or to or home, whichever way you're headed there. They've got it for you, along with cold drinks, candy bars, tater chips. You name it, they probably got it hidden in there for you to eat.
Right.
I like stuff like that. Of course, pizza. And they can help you out with a lottery ticket or maybe on a hot day, an ice cream cone.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, ice cream sandwich. Check them out with lottery tickets, all at Bonita, Pine Springs, Causeyville, and you'll also find them on 493 at Last Chance Tobacco, Broadmoor, and the 31st Avenue Chevron. Visit with them today. You'll be glad that you did.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
If you're getting ready to purchase land, make sure you have it surveyed. Contact our friends at the Woodlands Group. Maybe you're selling land, dividing land up. Whatever the case is, the Woodlands Group can help you there. They handle residential and commercial clients. And again, they specialize in property line location, site plans, and a whole lot more. Maybe you have a construction project, and they have the latest equipment to make sure it's done right, including drones. Call Justin Palmer or Brandon Briggs at the Woodlands Group, Surveying Solutions. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings. Fresh blueberries, a pint, $2.99. Yellow, white, or bicolor corn, a 3-pack, $2.19. Fresh peaches, only $1.99 a pound. Coca-Cola products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $11. Alabama extra large tomatoes, $1.99 a pound. And sirloin and pork chops, $1.49 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Welcome back. We're Scotty Ray and Candace. As we look at polls, and remember, polls don't mean a whole lot. A lot of these people can be wrong about this. They're predicting now that the gap that the GOP has is down to only 8 seats of overtaking the House. Is it the abortion rights of people pushing that to where it's putting more Democrats back in? We don't know. But it's down to 8 is what they say. As you remember, I've seen polls that weren't correct.
Yeah. I saw where Biden was real aggravated with the Republicans.
What'd they do to him?
Well, I mean, I guess because there were so many wins the other day when they had the elections and stuff. You know, there was so many Republican candidates had won. So,
As in, because
you know, the other day when there were a lot of people were running in different states for different positions, and
well, the runoffs aren't there because the elections aren't till
right,
November.
but it was the Republicans, that were backed by Donald Trump.
Okay,
you know,
all right, I got you
that's what
now.
I'm talking about.
All right.
Like they were, you know, winning in a lot of their different areas.
Donald's picks,
Right.
And as Don put it, he's.
But
30,
he was running down the Republicans as a whole.
Yeah.
So anyway.
This almost feels like you've done something wrong as one person is picked out of the crowd, and it was the groom. In China we go to where lightning struck. They were taking pictures for the wedding, and the groom was struck dead with lightning.
Oh my gosh.
Horrible on a wedding day.
Yeah, that would be awful.
You know, we had that happen in Washington. 3 out of the 4 people struck there that was near the White House died.
I've always worried about going out with an umbrella. I mean, you're holding on to a metal rod.
Yeah, you know, you got a point there.
You know?
We look at this, Disney. A lot of Americans are going, I just can't go there anymore. Their beliefs aren't what align with me anymore. But their profits are still the same. Why? They've gone up on everything.
Yeah.
They've boosted the price to make up for the lack of 17% drop. They're gaining every day. It really,
They're going to end up paying more taxes, aren't they?
So, yeah, and I don't
because
quite understand all that in Florida.
I don't quite understand it either, but I know they had like a big tax break or something for all these years, and now DeSantis has put into motion something that took all that away. Now they're going to have to pay taxes to the state of Florida, and you know, because it's kind of like they had their own little community, their own little government or something. So anyway.
I brought up earlier this morning where talking about Afghanistan, where Christians are being penalized for being Christian. And there's this is a different story with that, because the ones left behind are being murdered. A U.S. Army colonel is being branded a murderer. He's being condemned because a special forces guy says he was there. 300 people that showed up on buses that were Christians were turned away as the United States were evacuating. And he goes, that man is to blame for the deaths of these people because they were immediately killed by the Taliban. Now, that's the headline. Do we absolutely know all that went down that exact way? No. That's one man's opinion of what went on there.
300 orphans.
Yeah. Awful, awful. And I saw this in Jersey. They built a pier out into the water that is shaped like a cross.
I saw that.
And people are complaining because it's a cross. I ask, what is happening to our nation?
I say let them complain.
I know, but years ago, I wouldn't have thought that Americans would have complained over something that dealt with Christianity. Are we slowly?
Well, I think it's a new generation, and not everybody in the new generation is like that, but there's a lot of people because of the lack of, when they're growing up, it's been the lack of discipline. You know, everybody is more, I say everybody, I'm going to backtrack. Not everybody, but so many people in this day and time, they are more concerned with letting everybody know what their sexuality is and their beliefs and what agenda they're trying to push, rather than putting God back into everything, and rather than, you know, worrying about taking care of people. I mean, it's all about personal things to them, you know, not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, a lot of people are so against God, they've taken God out of everything.
But, you know, you see nationwide attendance slowly dropping in our churches. What's it going to take to turn it around, or can it be turned around?
Well, people have taken, like I said, taken God out, and they've allowed it. You know, people have just stood back and kind of allowed that stuff to happen. Like in some schools, they've taken stuff out. They've tried to take a lot of stuff out, and even for our country, the national anthem, they're not playing it in certain instances now. People are giving in.
I guess my question is there hope?
I think there's always hope.
Okay.
I do think there's hope, and I think it can turn around, but people are going to have to start standing up for what they believe. And yeah, there's always going to be haters, and there's always going to be people try to put stuff down, and there's always going to be people run down Christianity, but you got to just kind of say, you know, you do you, we're going to do us, and I just, you know, pray for you. I mean, that's the only thing you can do.
Thought I'd mention
Day
that.
and time, yeah. But I
Buffalo-
did see that. That's a neat
Buffalo
thing.
Bills took a stance this weekend. Did you see this, where they got rid of a punter? He's accused of a lot of, I won't even go into the charges against the old boy because they're pretty strong. But they have released him from being a punter in the NFL. He no longer works there. Rump row. Alex Jones, your friend.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all like that?
Oh, yeah.
They say that he's had money. Although he's claiming that he's bankrupt, you'll remember they reported that he was making $800,000 a day at one time.
$800,000 a day.
Yeah, don't know how long of a streak he had on that, but he's saying that he's bankrupt and suing him is not going to do any good. He could have hid money, but we don't know that. That's just an accusation that is out there. Marjorie Green Taylor, are you up on all this of what they've done to her?
Well, I mean, I know that they have done nothing but condemn her ever since she got out there trying to, for a couple of years now.
Twice in the middle of the night where she lives, someone has called the police department claiming that there's a gunman in the house. And police arrive at the house, and of course it's a fake call. Twice that's been done to where SWAT shows up her house in the middle of the night. She's okay, and she knows what they're doing. And I would think at this point the police may have caught on to what's going on and double think before they get there. Jason Aldean's wife in the news a lot. She's a very outspoken woman.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to have to lean on you on this because I have no idea who these people who claim they sing country music are. Do you pronounce that Maureen Morris?
Marin Morris.
And Quesadilla? Is that her name?
Cassidy.
Cassidy. Okay. Yeah, I would have spelled it.
It kind of does look like quesadilla.
Yeah, that's why I would have sounded it out.
I think it's Cassidy.
Okay. All right. There we go. But they're trying to say that his wife is got all kinds of phobias and running her down. She's a very political woman that believes right is wrong, and boy, they're taking her on. But I don't know these two young ladies in country music.
I've heard some of their music, but I mean,
Would you
I don't
call
really
it
know.
traditional? Would you call it beyond Michael Jackson?
No,
Like if Michael Jackson was here
Cassidy
country.
Pope, I don't know, but Marin Morris.
On the scale.
I mean, it's not traditional to me.
Well, is Michael Jackson more country than they are? Because you can actually understand the words to Michael Jackson stuff.
You can understand theirs. It's
Okay.
just a little more. I mean, I don't know. Marin Morris, I guess it's I don't know. I don't think anything's traditional like it used to be.
And the comment that Jason Aldean's wife made was she said she'd just like to thank her parents when she went through her tomboy stage of not changing her to a boy. And they're all upset over this.
Yeah.
This isn't country music. Just thought I'd pass that along to you. Huh. Oh.
But yeah, all this trans stuff, and like people trying to change kids at school or
And I think-
encourage them to change into another gender and not
that's what she
include the
was hinting at.
parents. Yeah, not include the parents, because that is the thing that's going on. I mean, in some areas. Now, I haven't heard anything locally or anything.
Oh, no.
But I'm talking about on a national level. There is stuff like that going on.
She's all over. Jason Aldean's wife, just look for her next statement. She'll be making another one before long. We'll be right back.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Our friends at Snowden Company are there, well, to show you a house that could be waiting for you. No matter the size, how big, how small, whatever you're looking for, they can find it. That dream home. 453-3937, from large to spacious. Maybe you need a home close to a school out by Northeast. They can do that. DeKalb may be the place that you want to move to. Got homes there. You name it, they have it. From Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton, Clark. Well, they even move over and help you out in Brandon and Flowood as well. SnowdenRealEstate.com is a way to go. Take a look at the home that you want to see. If you see something you like, contact them. They'll show you the home and get you on the way to, well, getting you into a home. They'll do all of that paperwork that's involved in this, and it can be confusing. But you've got Amanda at the top of this who'll help you through this, and a lot of great folks that work for her. Again, the office is on Poplar Springs Drive. This is her staff. They'll help you in any way they can. They'll take care of all that paperwork, make sure that you get the home that you need. See them again, 453-3937 is the first step. Make that call, and they'll do the rest there for you to show you what's going on. You going to keep the smile all day, or are you going to be grumpy later?
Me?
Yeah, I have to check on you every once in a while.
I'm fine. I guess I'm not grumpy right now. Hopefully I won't be later.
Oh.
You never know.
In Florida, they arrested an 85-year-old man for offering a woman $100,000 for her 8-year-old daughter at the supermarket.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Now, I don't know whether he was not correct in his mind, but they have arrested him.
Right.
The things that go on there. I saw a video this weekend of a little girl that was playing in front of her house, and the video footage, and it was like New York, to where a guy's walking down the street, and he grabbed her hand and she screamed and pulled, and he finally let go because of her screams.
It is so scary how bold people are, like in broad daylight, to do stuff like that. And that's like even in stores. I mean, you got to keep an eye on your kids at all times. They could round the corner to another aisle and be gone just like that.
They could be.
You have to really watch.
And another thing that's happened in New York, just so everyone's aware of, is this knockout game. At least 20 people have been hurt again. That's resurfacing. You know, that was popular about 2 or 3 years ago, where criminals just walk up and they hit somebody, knocks them out.
I've watched people walk up behind people with something and hit them in the back of the head, while they're at an ATM or something. It's just horrible.
Nothing like that has ever happened.
No.
It's been New York area. Most of these are larger cities that we see this in.
Yeah, I'd seen it on TV, on like news clips or something.
It's scary.
Yeah, it is.
Just so you'll know all of that. Sean says there's another word for that man. It's called a pedophile.
Yeah.
You're right. Jessica, thank you for watching. And again,
Thank
we
all
want
of
to
you.
appreciate everyone.
Yes, thank all of you for watching and commenting and interacting with us. We love it and appreciate you each and every day.
Candace promises to come back tomorrow with more makeup, a smile. We'll take you
Yes.
through your day.
Y'all have a wonderful day.
We'll see you tomorrow.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: